Factoring polynomials with grouping. You can pause here and write down these 3 steps. First example is actually going to be this one. All right, so how many terms do we have here? 4 terms, okay? And that's the thing that's going to jump out to us, okay? Now, one thing I want to point out is this, okay? Just because it has 4 terms doesn't necessarily, positively, absolutely mean we have to use grouping. Because if it looked like this, and I got rid of that 3 there, what could I do with these 2 terms now, the 3x and the negative 4x? Now I could combine these, right? It would be negative 7x. Now it's just a trinomial, okay? So that's something you always have to be aware of is, can I combine any terms here? Do I have any like terms, okay? In the actual case of this, we don't, okay? So go ahead and copy that down. 3x to the 4th minus 3x cubed minus 4x plus 4. Okay, we don't have any greatest common factors here. We have 4 terms, so we have to use grouping. And here's how grouping works. We're just going to group this into 2 different groups, okay? These on the left, I'm going to use as blue. And on the right, I'm going to use red. And when I group this negative 4x, I want to make sure that I include that symbol in there, that negative symbol, okay? So go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to zoom in on the blue side. We're just going to focus on the blue side first. Do we have a greatest common factor with those 2 terms inside the blue?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. Okay, I can take out a 3. What else can I take out?
3x to the 3rd.
I can take an x to the 3rd out because it's raised to the 3rd here, to the 4th here. So that means that I can go x minus, and then I have to put a 1 here because I want that 3x cubed to show up for me. All right, now this is an important thing. Once we get this first group figured out, what's inside the parentheses here is really important. This is going to be our goal for the other set, okay? So now we're going to go over to the red side, and what we want to get inside the parentheses is x minus 1. We want that to match, okay? So I look at my terms, negative 4x and positive 4. I know that I can factor out a 4. Okay, and then it's going to be x. And this is where we have to really figure out, I want to have x minus 1 inside my parentheses, right? Well, I need this negative 4x to show up, right? I need this to be a negative 4x. But I want this to be a minus 1. So what do I need to do here with this 4 in order to make that happen? Carson?
Yeah, can you make it a negative?
Yes. That needs to be a negative 4. I need to factor out a negative 4. Because now, if I were to distribute this, negative 4 times x is negative 4x, just like in my brackets. And then negative 4 times a negative 1 gives me a positive 4. Okay, then what we have inside our parentheses is also the same, right? Those 2 values inside are the same, right? That's our goal here with grouping. That's what we want to do. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the 2 things we factored out, and we are going to combine them into a binomial. 3x cubed minus 4. And then we're going to take our common binomial and multiply by that times x minus 1. And then that is our final answer right there. So there's your whole process from top to bottom. Okay, now we'll go to another one. We all have that written down? All right, I want you to look at this one. We're going to do this one next. So first, just write that down. Just copy that down. The first time we look at a polynomial, we always need to look at it critically and not just jump to what we think we need to do first. What's something that we need to do here first on this one? I've got a 12, a negative 6, a 28, and a negative 14. Braden? Oh, kind of. Reduce it by what? Factoring out the... Nope. The GCF of 12, 6, 28, and 14 is 2. They're all even numbers. Okay? So we have to do that first. So this is going to be 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 14x minus 7. So now that 2 that's on the outside is just going to go along for the ride. We're just going to keep that there the whole time. Okay? Now I want you to try to use your grouping strategy on what's inside the parentheses. Okay, so I'm going to set your groups up for you, and then I'm going to cut you loose. We're going to do the green side, and we have the red side. All right. What's our GCF in the green side? That 2 is just going to go for the ride.
3x squared.
So I'm just going to make some big parentheses here like this. All right, 3x squared is what I can factor out on this side. So I get 3x squared. So then it's going to give me inside, that's going to be 2x, right? To give me 6x cubed. And then minus 1. So now I know what I want to get on the red side. Now let's do our red side. So I can factor out a 7. I know it's going to have to be a 7. And then inside these parentheses, I want to have a 2x minus 1. So then looking at that, I want my 7 to be a negative. So this is going to have to be a positive here before I distribute it. Also, if we look at the 14, I want this, if I do distribution here, I want that to yield a positive 14. So it needs to be positive times positive. Now I'm going to take those and I'm going to combine my GCFs into a binomial, 3x squared plus 7 times 2x minus 1, all of it times 2. Like that. Now give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you get to that end product there. Okay, let's try another one. Okay. I will tell you, you do not have to rearrange this. Sometimes you will need to rearrange, like flip-flop a couple terms to get them in the right spots so you can group them, but you don't have to on this one. All right, on the blue side, the left side, are there any GCFs? What can I factor out there? He said, what can I factor out of those two? X to the third, nice. X to the third. So this is going to be 6x squared plus what? 5. Okay, so now I know my goal. Like I want to try to get that 6x squared plus 5 in there. So now I go over to the red side. Greatest common factor of 48 and 40. Well, 4 goes into them, right? 2. 8 is our greatest common factor, so it's going to be 8. And then inside, I know that I want to have 6x squared plus 5. Well, 8 times 6 gives me a 48. I want it to be a positive 48. And then 8 times 5 gives me a positive 40. So that's good. So I need it to be a positive 8. Now I combine x cubed plus 8 times 6x squared plus 5. Right now, how are we feeling with grouping as a strategy? Give me a thumb gauge. Where are you at? Makes no sense at all. Makes some sense. I got it. Where are you at? Awesome. All right. We're not going to do that. We're going to get going on this, okay? We have a homework quiz tomorrow. Your assignment, I think, is already on Google Classroom. If not, I'll get it up right now.